Hi everyone, I'm Susanna with Hypnosis Haven, and in this video I want to take a moment and thank you for voting for me once again to be one of the 10 best hypnotherapists for the state of Connecticut. It's really exciting for me because even though I've been doing this for about 7 years now, I've had the actual office here in New Milford for 2 years. And for those 2 years, I have been voted 10 best. So it's really, really just, I mean, it's awesome. It's wonderful. It's inspiring. It's motivating. It's an accomplishment. It's a lot of things. This year, I didn't ask anybody to vote. I just wanted to see if the name brand out there. Is there brand recognition? Do people vote for me even if I don't ask them to? And so this answered it for me. So I'm just extra pleased this year because I did ask last year and this year I didn't. So this was really awesome and I appreciate the votes. So thank you. I mean, what else can I say, right? I was wanting to, probably in the next few days put together a collage of some of the reviews I've received on Google and Facebook and just through emails of the experiences that clients have had. And just off the top of my head, some of the more memorable clients and experiences this year was one session. This was a 3-hour session, and I don't do a lot of 3-hour sessions because that's a lot of talking. But this session, this client came in because they had been divorced for over 10 years, and this person was still having the arguments with their ex in their mind. Every day, the argument, the fighting was still happening. After one session, it was done. No more arguments. The client was done with that mental cycle, and that client has told many friends and people in the community, and that person has sent lots of clients to me. And this person lives on the other side of the state, so I get people from across the state, middle of the state, coming in to see me because of this one experience. I had another client. This one was from New York. I can't remember which town. It's just on the other side of the border. This client came in for anxiety, and as we were working on the anxiety problem itself, there was talk about trauma from childhood, as this person had witnessed the death of a younger sibling, and that trauma became basically the foundation for so many other pent up and repressed feelings in life. So here's this person at the age of 60 starting to wonder, who was I supposed to be if I hadn't taken on these burdens and these responsibilities and having to navigate all of these things since that age. And that was an amazing experience, a huge release, not just of anxiety, but of the mind and the emotions that were trapped. So that was a very unforgettable experience. I had one client come in who, this one had irritable bowel syndrome and I don't want to say usually, but after an extended amount of time, that gentleman suffered from IBS. Erectile dysfunction will start to happen too. And so after 4 sessions, we got that all resolved. So there are some really significant sessions that clients come in for things, and one really cool combination was overactive bladder and gaming addiction. And this is what I like about hypnotherapy, is that if you have gaming addiction, who do you see? Where do you go for that? And if you have an overactive bladder, well, who do you see about that? Because the doctors are just going to give medications. This woman had a surgery over 12 years ago, all this time been living with all of the problems and the life situations, because when you have that, you can't take long trips. You have to plan all along the way, the bathroom breaks and all of these problems that come with having an overactive bladder. So for 12 years, this person has been living with these inconveniences, and she didn't know it at the time, but the gaming addiction was becoming a coping way of dealing with that. So while we were in hypnosis, we're working on one, then the other, because they're two separate things, but then it came to find out that they were both one and the same. And once we addressed the feelings about this, then that went away. So That client, she left the greatest review saying that my goal is to help my clients as quickly as possible so that they don't have to keep coming back. And it's true. With hypnotherapy, we can take care of things and interesting combination of things like that in a short amount of time. I don't see my clients for months and months. My clients are always new, so I don't have a super long waiting list for clients to come in to see me because I'm always wrapping up within a few weeks because I only see clients for 4 to 6 weeks tops. The clients that I see for like the extended weight management programs, those clients come in for 4 to 5 weeks in the beginning, and then those other sessions get spaced out to every other week, once a month kind of deal, because it's a weaning off of it. It's supposed to be that way. I don't want my clients to be dependent on me because that's not the goal here. The goal of hypnotherapy is to help you clear your mind, to have that clarity, to find that inner strength, to release the trauma, the hurt, the emotions, that inner monologue that keeps people stuck in what they think they can and can't do. So if you think you can't do this, or if you think you can only do so much, well, you're right. But if those thoughts are not good for you anymore, then how do you get out of that? How do you heal these things? How do you overcome these things? How do you get control of your bladder, or stop playing online, or stop being sad about a death that happened 50 years ago, or an argument that you never got to finish 10 years ago? Hypnotherapy. Honestly, hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy helped me ages ago, and I had IBS. I had a bunch of health problems, and a lot of my health problems came from feelings I wasn't facing. I wasn't coping and dealing with them. And then I had an actual physical injury, and the doctors were giving me nothing but limiting bad news. And that really put me down as well. I mean, I remember one doctor coming in and saying, "Your muscles are dead. Your leg is done. You're like, that's it." And then another doctor came in and said, "No, there's atrophy. You'll be fine. You can fix that." So the way that you say things will impact. And so when I have stroke clients come in and they're telling me the way that things have been said to them, and then we work through it, we have to break through the bad news, the heavy news, because a lot of times they're met with negativity and not a lot of hope. And so here, yes, we have hope. We have hope because there are always miracles, but not just because of that, but because the brain has neuroplasticity. And hypnotherapy really taps into that. And that's where the traumatic brain injury clients and the stroke recovery clients have the greatest possibility and potential for recovery, is because of that neuroplasticity that's already in the brain. I'm not doing anything that isn't already there. I'm just helping my clients clear the mental path and helping them remember what they already know how to do in the case of stroke survivors and people with traumatic brain injury. So it's been an amazing year. I mean, every week, every time a client comes in, I can see 5 anxiety clients in a day, and they are all different scenarios. They are all different situations, different reasons for having it, different ways that they are triggered in life. And all of those things can be released and let go, and clients are free. I remember one young guy, he came in. This client had anxiety so severe he couldn't even go down the docks. We have a big lake out here, and he was going out with his friends out on the dock, and the severity of his anxiety had him shaking. He couldn't eat because his hand would start shaking from the anxiety, so all the food he would scoop up to eat with his fork or his spoon would spill. So he couldn't eat. And then that would upset him, and so then he would lose his appetite, and he wouldn't eat because he knew he couldn't eat. And so then he would try to distract himself and go out with his friends, but then the anxiety would get so bad. So, I mean, it was severe. But he didn't want to take any meds, and so he went to see a doctor, and the doctor referred him to me, and in 3 sessions he was done, completely free of anxiety. So this year has just been nonstop awe and amazement, just wow, helping clients. The youngest client this year was 9, I think, and this client had a fear of dogs. And the eldest client was 82, and it was a stroke recovery client who had the fear of walking. This client could walk, he could walk, but not without fear. And so we had to get over that fear and help him remember and to be able to transition from carpet to floor to concrete, to from the inside of the house to the outside of the house, from the kitchen to the bedroom to the living room. So those transitions were where the client was getting stuck. So it's never the same thing twice. And I absolutely love what I do. And I try my best with all my clients. And as my friends say, this is why I am successful in my practice. But I couldn't do it without you guys. So I am really grateful to you for subscribing, for sharing my videos, for booking consultation sessions, for asking me questions and giving me the opportunity to explain hypnosis and hypnotherapy and take it out of the shadows of what people think it is. Because, of course, media and Hollywood, they're going to use it to add to a storyline because there's so much mystery about what hypnosis is and what it isn't. And this year has been a lot of dispelling with people out here in town and just people telling me like, oh, well, that's not good stuff what you're doing. And it's just like, really, come and see what I do. Because it's not what you think it is. There's none of that woo-woo stuff. And there's a whole other video I made on that. I'm not going to go there. But again, thank you so much for all your support. Thank you for voting. And I am looking forward to many, many years of serving my clients and the community, local, global, and across the country. And I mean, we can do time zones. It's okay. So thanks, guys. I look forward to working with you and hearing from you. And I guess that's it. Until next time, take care. Bye.